reporter for the Bishop Guertin Crosier. Today we're interviewing our very own principal, Mr. Strniste. How did you first get involved in education?
Well, initially I was inspired by a lot of the teachers I had when I was a student in high school in the subjects that I eventually studied in college. I went to college not necessarily expecting to teach, but over the course of my 4 years I had some chances to teach students in the summertime, and that experience really led me to think that teaching was where I was meant to be. During college I did some teaching at Lebanon High School, and then after college I found a job at St. Thomas Aquinas in Dover, taught chemistry there, and then took on a bunch of different roles in the school.
Did you always think you're going to be a principal?
Relatively early on, I started to think it might be a good match for skills that I could bring to the table. So I started to think about leadership and take on some leadership roles in my school, and started a degree program in school administration and started to head that way. So relatively early on, I had a good sense that that was where I would head eventually.
How is BG different from any other high schools you've worked at?
But one of the parts about BG that's really special is that it's part of a greater tradition, that it's one of many schools in the U.S. and around the world run by the Brothers of the Sacred Heart. And those brothers have a very particular mission, and they call it the charism of how they approach the educational process. And so a lot of the things that you experience as a student are really getting back to what are the brothers looking to do with the students that they interact with, and really helping individuals to develop as people of faith, as good students, as people who are prepared to be successful contributors to society. So in a sense, what we want to get out of the program here is really different, and I think it's different in a good way. And I think we see both faculty and students who are constantly taking advantage of the opportunities that come out of that.
What was your first impression of BG?
I think the first impression was during the summertime, before the school year even started. And just getting to know some of the students who were working here over the summer, getting to know the faculty. From a faculty perspective, I was really impressed and actually blown away by how committed the teachers were to the work that they were doing. As people came in to meet me, I saw that they were knowledgeable, they were committed, they were dedicated, and really thinking about how they can do their jobs and grow as teachers to be the best teachers that they could be. And similarly, as I met students, as they came out in and out during the summer, and then once the school year started, that same kind of mentality on the part of the students, that the students were very focused on what they were here to do. They're very committed to the school, very interested in growing as much as possible through the experience.
Do you have anything to say to baby cardinals or freshmen?
I think as a freshman you get to own your experience. And I think you get to own what you do here and what you make of your experience at BG. And the way I would frame that is two ways. First of all, take positive risks. Take advantage of what's here, try something new, try something that maybe you wouldn't have tried in the past. You know, if you're an athlete, try doing something in the performing arts. If you're traditionally somebody who struggles at school, find a subject here that's really going to challenge you and try to earn your way into an honors class in that subject. Really make the most of what opportunities are here. The second thing is own your experience, that as you go through your 4 years at BG, you're going to define what the school becomes over that time frame.
Do you have anything to say to the graduating cardinals, the seniors?
The seniors are on the other end of that spectrum, and so the first piece is to continue to be leaders within the community, to continue to set a great tone for the younger students in the school. And as they graduate, I think the message of BG is really that you are part of something bigger. You can look at it from a faith perspective, you can look at it from a community perspective, but we expect of our graduates that they're going to go out and change the world ultimately.
And the big question, how many different pronunciations of your last name have you heard?
I've heard quite a few since I've gotten here. A lot of students have sort of given up and just called me Mr. S, which is fine, but I've heard a whole variety since I've gotten here. The good thing though is I think by and large people are starting to get it right, and so I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Strniste.
Thank you, it was great talking with you.
So how do you think the principal's last name is pronounced?
Strniste? I don't even know it.
Strniste? Is that close?
Mr. Strniste. I don't know.
You don't know either.